So hello everyone, we are here with the renowned Roadies contestant Samar Sarkar. I'm Mahasweta Sharma on behalf of the North-Eastern Chronicle.
Been a part of my life actually. Whenever I used to see my coaches and my friends and all my teachers, they're like always, focusing on how to motivate somebody, and when you get motivation from that particular person, it feels great. Because my coach was my idol. Okay, so my mom used to always say the same stuff, like somebody you should study, you should, do well in sports, and you should do well in everything. All. But my mom is like, हमेशा मिलता रहता है ना कि you don't give that importance, but the same dialogue when your idol says something about that thing, like your idol says somebody you should study, you should go do well in maths or science, whatever your weak points are, then it becomes something different. When it comes from an idol, it comes with an impact, and then you actually feel like doing it. So that's what happens when I realized in a very early stage, that I should motivate people. So I started with my school friends. One of my friend, he was struggling with science, and I was very good with that gravitational thing, the magnetic field. That was the only chapter I was good at. Okay, so I started explaining him in a very different way, like how life works around you. This is how life it is, and I started motivating him, and I realized that this guy, he was actually motivated. And when he passed this exam, he told me, Samar, because of that speech he gave, it actually helped me, and I passed the exam. So that I realized that, yeah, there's something in me that I should opt as a motivational speaker. So I did few courses of motivational speaking, where it was in Delhi and Bangalore. So I did 2 courses of motivational speaking, and I also attend seminars of like all these big people coming in, like Sharma, and all those authors, they're coming in and they motivate you. So I attend all those seminars. So I got few certificates, and that's how people started knowing me here in Northeast and rest of the country. So that's how they they invite me to motivate them and say something about, because my motivation speaking is not about life. Okay, my thing is always a student category group where I motivate them for sports, basically for sports and how you should excel in sports. And I don't go for the studies thing, I go for only sports. And fitness and sport. That's how I motivate, because I take the topics around and here and there, so I just motivate that way.
So it's quite amazing. So what were the struggles and the hurdles which you had to face during your journey towards Roadies?
So my struggle basically was the food, because I'm a fitness guy. So when these guys called me up, somebody, you're coming for the journey, do you have any you have any demands, like what kind of food you want there? So I said, like, look buddy, I have no any other demands. My demands are very limited. I want my oats in the morning. That's it, nothing else. I'll carry my protein bars and I carry my supplements and everything, but I want my oats in the morning. That was the only demand I had. And when I went there, the journey started quite well. We got oats and everything in the first day, but the second day when the journey started, where you're actually in a jungle, where you're living with these guys in a tent. And the worst part was that we were served our breakfast at around 10:30, 11 a.m. in the morning. And we were awake from like 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. We were awake, because it was really tough. And you have seen these guys, we had tents, so there were like portable bathrooms, where there were only 4 bathrooms and we were like 20 guys. So we had to rush to the bathroom and wait there in line and this and that, a lot of stuff. Okay. So, and then उसके बाद 11 a.m. को serve होता था breakfast. The breakfast was mainly like chole bhature. And I got fucked up, and I was like, shit, no, this is not happening. I'm not gonna have my breakfast. So I didn't have my breakfast that very day, and followed by we had our lunch at around 5:36, because during that time, because all the shoots and everything, camera setup takes time. So these guys, and then every day we used to have task. So task jab hota tha, so there was a big gap, and then 4:35 we get our lunch, and lunch ke baad 8:30 we get our snacks, and snacks would be like mostly patties or veg pop or something, and some tea, There was
Totally contrasting your diet.
contrasting and everything. Everybody was like, all the guys from Delhi, they were like, "Arey yaar, ghar ka khana mil gaya, man. Ghar ka khana mil gaya, ab to khao." Like, my ghar ka khana is not like that. We need rice, de do. Morning you have a good breakfast, some salad or something, anything. That's how we eat. But Delhi guys, Mumbai guys, chole bhature mil gaye, keema pav mil gaye, chalo, most people. But for us it's different. So that's how I started losing weight. A lot of weight. We started like I got shrink down from 88 to like 72 or 73 now. When the Roadies company journey was over, I was like 73 kgs. And like my mom didn't recognize me because I was all tanned. I'm sitting now I'm tanned because this is a sexy tan. So then I was like literally black. You couldn't call me nigger. But I was literally black. So my mom didn't recognize me. Nobody recognized me. Right? It was like fucking awful. That's right.
Your achievements as an MMA fighter.
So I started MMA, basically I started Muay Thai. I started learning Muay Thai. Muay Thai was a major sport. So I started with Muay Thai. So we had a coach there for Muay Thai because I started at a very early stage. I was like in school back then. So then what happened was that my coach, like, it was a compulsory thing for us. So we had to go to the classes and we used to get marks. And then what happened was that Muay Thai was the only subject where that was a very scoring subject where you just show few punches, show few moves, and then you get marks. That it was all practical stuff, and the coach was really good with us. So we started with like 15, 16 guys. We started off together, and then it was like, because when you learn some martial art, you realize at a very early stage that it's very confusing because you have to train your mind and body accordingly. Okay, so it's very confusing. So that's why a lot of guys they left. I was the only guy there left. Like I was continuing. So then my coach realized this summer you should go for championships. I would love to. And then my coach said, you want to go for pro? You want to go for amateur? I said, what's the difference? He said, like in a pro fighter doesn't wear guards. There's no protective gears except your groin guard. You don't have any protective other gears. So and then amateur he wears all the chest guard, head guard, and everything is all protected. And nothing, it's just point game. But pro में क्या होता है? In amateur you get medals and certificates. But when you're pro, you get money because you're playing with your life. There are a lot of guys they die in the ring. So then I said like, sir, I think I should go for amateur. I was a little scared. And said, yeah, you should go for amateur. Good. So I started with my championships. My first championship was a national championship. I skipped the state championship. So my coach he had a good links up there. So he told me that Samar, I think you should just chuck the state championship because you should go to national because you are practice and the kind of guy you are.
So you had a huge leap.
I had a huge leap. I skipped my club fights. I skipped my state championships. Then I did my district and everything. Now I was directly in nationals. So that was a good thing because my coach was in the national body. He was a general manager or general secretary there. So then he told me, Samar Raja. So I went there. It was a big thing because all the national champions guys were there and all the national fighters. And I was like a bit scared. So I fought well, and the thing is that I won gold medal there. I fought like six fighters. I fought with 6 fighters and I won gold medal there. And that gave me a thing, you have a sense of achievement. Yeah, you are something. You defeated a national champion. This and that. Now you are here. So I was a new national champion there. And I started taking this thing very seriously. Then I started saying, fuck amateur, go for professional. So my next championship was a professional championship. That was gold again. So I fought like around 68 pro fights where I had 65 gold medals and the rest of them was silver. So that's how I started with my Muay Thai thing, and then I started with coaching because I started coaching at the age of 17 years. I was 17, so I started coaching because my coach told me, Samar, why don't you take care of the kids? Okay, fine. So I started with the small kids. I started coaching at the age of 17. Since then I'm coaching and fighting together. Along with coaching and fighting, same thing is going up. But last 3 years back I had a major accident in a fight. I got my arm broken in a fight. It was in the World Championship. And then my 2 ribs are gone, knees are gone, toes are at a cost. So because it's a pro fight, you can't expect it. Yeah, you have to prepare for that, and be mentally prepared. So you might die. In front of my eyes, 4 of my friends dead, spot dead. So that's a very serious game. You know, you can't just take it as a joke when you're going for a pro. So that's how it happened, and then because of my arm, it started giving me a bit of trouble. So I retired from fighting. So now I'm totally into coaching and fitness. That's it.
So since it's a frequent question which is asked to you, that how to prepare for roadies, how to come up with it.
So you mean to ask about the audition process
Everything.
and how everything, right? So it was an accident for me going roadies because I was there in Mr. India contest in Delhi. It was 2016. So this guy, there was an MTV guy out there. So he saw me and he just he took my number. And there's a coordinator out here, the North-East, there's a coordinator for MTV Roadies here. So his name is Choudhury. So this guy is a coordinator here. So this guy called me up, MTV guy called me up. Then he asked me to, get in touch with Choudhury. So I called this guy up. So tell me what is it, how I should go and this and that. He said that someone give a video audition because auditions are these Roadies auditions, excuse me. Roadies auditions are not held in Guwahati. Okay, so they are all held in all major metropolitan cities. So what happens is that all the guys, those who want to participate from here, they have to cross the video auditions first. So Choudhury is the coordinator here. So he told me that you have to submit a video audition. So I submitted a video audition where it's a 30-second audition. Like you tell your name, your age, and everything, and what you do for a living. So that's the audition they have submitted, and they liked it, and they called me up. They called me back. And they said like, Samar, now we want a proper video audition. So they WhatsApped me a few questions where I had to answer in video. So the questions were like, what you want, why you want to come to Roadies, and all the common questions basically. So I answered them, and they liked the thing, and they said like, Samar, you should come down to Pune or anywhere. So I opted for Pune because Pune was the first place where auditions have been held. So I know that जहाँ पुणे में जिन लोगों को नहीं मिलेगा, they'll obviously travel to different state or different city to try again. So I think the Pune was the safest option for me. ठीक है. So I flew down to Pune, and then वहाँ पे because I had a privilege pass because I was traveling from North-East, so I had a privilege pass. So privilege pass में क्या होता है? You don't have to stand in a queue. That's the best thing. You get a privilege pass, you don't have to stand in a queue. You directly go to the GD room. So I went there and I saw this like almost 4,000 to 5,000 people were on the queue, including girls and boys. 4,000 to 5,000 were in a queue, and it was crazy out there. The energy was crazy. People were like, everybody got talented guys, good looking. It was freaking crazy. I got this privilege pass. I went to the GD room. So in GD room there were like moderators were there. So you cannot predict क्या questions आने वाले. But I prepared myself for the current affairs thing because at that time demonetization was the current thing. Yeah, the demonetization and Trump's election. Yeah, Trump's election was the hot topic going on that time. So I prepared for that. So I went there, and there's like the first question they asked, there's a GD, so they threw one question, you guys gotta discuss. So he threw like why demonetization? Demonetization was good, bad, only give your opinion. And everybody was like, the room was hot. Everybody like, they were on the verge of getting physical. Like Hath Uthana, this and that, like shouting, and I was like fucked up, what's wrong with these people? I was shouting, guys, GD, sit down, I don't see baat karo, and that freaked me out. And I stood up and like, kya karega? And these all guys are like, they shout a lot. They don't improve their argument, they just raise their voice. And I rose my voice and I stood up in the moderator's table. I stood up on the table, and the moderator was like this. Sit down. So we sat down and the room was really hot. GD is done, go. I was like, what? GD is done? Kisi ko kuch pucha nahi, how are they going to select? That was the main questions going on in my head, like on what basis are they going to select the guys? And then they said like, agar tum select ho gaye, so you'll get a call at around 8:30 in the evening. Okay, fine. So I went back to my hotel. luckily I had few, I made few local guys, friend, those who were in the GD with me. So उनके साथ went to my hotel and they said like Samar चल आज तेरे को पुणे दिखाते हैं. Fine, चलो, we were having fun. So we went to this club, Monkey Bar. So we went there, we started drinking, enjoying this and that, dancing and sorts. I was tense because I was looking at my cell phone. The time kitna ho raha hai. It was like 7:30, 7:45. I got this heartbeat coming in, call आएगा नहीं आएगा, and everybody, all these guys were chill. I छोड़ना है, हम लोग भी last year participate किया था, इस बार भी देखते क्या होता है. They were chill. And I was tense because traveling so far and you get nothing. That's not my thing here. Like if I go somewhere, I need to bring something back. That's it. So I had this attitude. So 8:30 हो गया, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. Fuck up. No, it's not gonna happen. I said like now then when it was 10:30, I fucking started drinking. I got so pissed. I need to get high. So I started drinking, popping bottles, this and that, bum, shots, fire shots, everything. These things have been very real. Okay. Please don't publish. So the thing is that so we were drinking and everything going on, and then around we were about to come out from the bar. It was around 1:45 a.m. in the morning. So I got a sudden call. It's an unknown number. I thought it was my mom calling in, but don't know. It was an unknown number. I received the call. They said like, "Is this Samar Sarkar?" I said yes. We are calling from MTV Roadies thing. You've been selected for GD2. I showered like hell. And phone card they went. I was so excited. Oh, ठीक है, done. And they were like, these guys were like, later they told me, तेरे को हो क्या गया था? Why you disconnect the call? You should have listened. मैं कहाँ next आना कहाँ पे? And then they called me back again. So somebody said, yes, yeah, I know you're very excited. I know you're very happy, but listen to this. Tomorrow morning 5 a.m. you have to reach this particular place, and that particular place was like 25 kilometers from my hotel. And
so you had to wake up.
I had to wake up early, and these guys were there with me. So I was like planning कि भाई लोग अभी आएगा, चलो घर रूम पे चलते हैं. They were like हाँ आ भी सकते हैं. So we went to my hotel. They didn't go home. They stayed in my hotel. So and they वहाँ पे बैठे ऐसे like guys I'm sleeping. अगर तुम लोग का call आ गया तो उठ जाना सुबह. ठीक है. So I slept off. I woke up and around like I had like 3 hours of sleep. I woke up, उठने का देखा कि these guys are still sleeping. I got to know that they didn't get the call. So I took a cab and I went there. जाने के बाद I was late, obviously. So all these guys are filling up the form. It was GD2. Now it's a term for GD2. So they gave a different form every time. First form is different, second form is different. So for the second form, they gave a different form, and the questions are like really lengthy. But that's when they check your time management thing. Because they give you 5 minutes to complete 40 questions, and that's all lengthy questions. So very fast and this and that. And I took a thing. A guy said this is a tip for all the guys who are participating next year. Guys, remember when you're given a limited time to complete a form, don't forget to go to the toilet with your form. So I went to the toilet with my form, and there I took extra 5 minutes. I got extra 5 minutes. I filled up my form there. So don't forget to go to the toilet. It's an excuse. Don't worry about it. It's very urgent. So go to the toilet. So there I did my form. It was very bad smell obviously there. So I filled up the form. And उसके बाद came back and said form done. Okay. So GD2 में they are like, in GD1 you get only 2 moderators and they are like 15 guys. In GD2 you get 5 moderators and you're alone. So you're dead. Basically. So you're alone, and you know these guys, 5 guys sitting in front of you, is like you are in an interview for UPSC exam. So like you are sitting alone there, and there's like 5 moderators and throwing questions. You know, suppose this guy throws me a question. Before I answered, another question, 3rd question, 4th question, 5th question, everything's going on. So it went really well because for me it was like all demonstration stuff. Because they say like Samar, you're not interested, show us something. Okay, I'll show you something. So I asked one of the moderators to come in. I showed like I'll kick you, and I'll bring my cake just like 1 centimeter away from your face. So like, that's not possible. It is possible. Come on, I practiced it every day. Come. So I showed that cake, and they really got inspired, and they like, really got amazed. Basically, they were like shocked. Like, this is not possible. They were shocked. और एक करके देखा. I did one more. They were like shocked, literally shocked. वो तो जो बंदा खड़ा था वो shaking, he was shivering there. He was literally doing this. like कुछ नहीं होगा, just don't move. So there was the thing, and that was the only thing that I showed, and they got impressed, and then they said like, okay, wait downstairs. So we're waiting. So from GD1, there were like 8,600 people. From 8,600 people, they select only 50 for GD2. Okay. I'm not sure next year कैसे होने वाला, but from my thing was this: from 8,600 people in Pune, because it's the youth capital of India, so there are a lot of youths coming in. So 8,600 people from Pune to then we got top 50 for GD2. From top 50, they chuck out like almost 35 people. So there are like 15 guys. Only 15 people gets through to the PI, so there's a personal interview. So then we were waiting for a personal interview. Went for a personal interview, and we've also seen in the TV and everything that there's some personal interview. So this is really, really, really tough. Obviously, luck plays a big role here, and guys, don't throw anything on luck. You know, you have to just present yourself. Just this thing is very important. You have to speak, and unless you speak, you'll be a dead ship. So we won't give you like a time to notice you. So you have to speak. You have to get noticed. The first thing, the way you dress up, that's very important, because in national TV they want all the good-looking guys to dress up well. Okay, so when you're going for the auditions, dress up well. Okay, first thing, dress up well. Have that good attitude, trimmed and clean and everything, like a man's or woman grooming thing. It's a very hygienic thing. So you do that. Don't forget to do that, and your impression will get you there. Even if you're traveling, if you have trouble speaking up there, so don't forget, people are noticing you all the time. The moderators are noticing you all the time. So if you're good looking, you have a good dressing sense, they'll give you a chance for GD2. So that's another thing. So my upcoming project is like I'm trying to get into Bollywood thing. So I got a few calls from a few directors. So because I'm also working with a web series thingy. So right now my present project is like, I've been associated with a lot of TVCs here in Northeast. Basically, most of them are in Arunachal Pradesh, because I'm also working with Arunachal Tourism. So most of them are in Arunachal Pradesh, and like all the TVCs and print modeling thing, I've been endorsing brands, a lot of brands I'm endorsing. So this is my current project going on, and future projects are like this web series is coming down. I'm having a talk with directors and a few modeling like Lakme Fashion Week and stuff. So those are my upcoming projects. So let's see how it goes on. So fingers crossed.
Favorite destination?
Chernobyl.
iOS or Android?
Android.
Nikhil, Neha or Ranvijay?
Nikhil, any day.
Nikhil and so we are done here. Last, your message for the youth.
Okay. So you're shooting? Okay. I would like to give a message to our youth, is that you guys always remember the dream we see, right? At night, everybody they got a different dream. Someone got like, you want to become a doctor, some engineer, you want to become a model, an actress, actor, whatever. You have a dream, but remember one thing: you don't choose your dream. Your dream chooses you. So there's a reason why you get this dream every day. So if you have a dream, you gotta protect it anytime. I would like to say a simple incident where it happened to me. Was that when I was out for my competition, none of my family members knew that I do martial arts. None of them, because I was practicing somewhere else, and I told my parents that I'm going for my tuitions. So there I practice, and when I come back, they're like, I was all tired up and I go back to sleep. I don't study. I was never a good student. I was always an average, below average student, somehow barely passing in consideration. So once what happened, I went for my thing it was somewhere in Delhi or something. So I told my mom that I'm going for my Macmillan exams, and my brother, everybody in my house, they're like all brainy guys. Okay, they're all into studies. So they're like, Macmillan, seriously, Samar, you're going for Macmillan? You know what it is, right? I'm saying, yeah, it's maths thingy, I can do it. Like, okay, did you sign up for this? I'm like, yeah, I signed up for this. And okay, fine, go. So I went for my competition there with my team. So I didn't know the telecast was given in Star Sports. It was all telecasted there, and I got fucked up. There are people. My brother, he was switching channels to watch cricket, and then he saw this fighting thing coming up, and then he saw I was entering, and then I got all fucked up. When I came back, my mom was real angry, so she burned my gloves because my parents, they're like orthodox Bengali parents. They always want you to either go in music, or they want you to do well in studies. So my family is very orthodox family. So they tell me like, Samar, you should just forget about all these things. Do well in studies. What are you gonna do? When you become a fighter, you'll have broken bones, this and that. Do study, get a nice job, and this and that. But that's not my lifestyle. That's not I dreamt of. Like my dream didn't choose me for that. So I said, fuck it. My mom burned my gloves. I called up my coach. Coach, this is what this happened. Coach told me, don't worry. Come to a practice. I'll buy you new gloves. Fine. I went for a practice. My coach bought me new gloves. I started again, and that time I was like because once you do something when you know that your parents are aware of this, then you become smarter. So that time your excuses becomes more practical and real. So uske baad I started, because I was also an artist. So then I started telling my mom that whenever I come back home after my studies from practice, I come back home and study, and then after my studies I paint. So my mom knows that this guy is into painting and this. So I started giving some more real example, like excuses. Now I'm going for my competition, like painting competition. I used to carry all my brushes and everything. But then I used to fight. So till now, until last year, last year when my arm got broken, then my parents actually came to know how long I've been fighting. Because the heart can't toot gaya, painting competition, the heart can't toot gaya. So then my parents came to know just 3 years back, and they accepted that thing because they know I've been doing this thing for past so many years, lying to my family and doing this thing. So guys, this is the thing, if you have a dream of becoming something, your dream is a baby. So you have to protect your baby. Obviously, when you're parents, you protect your baby. I don't blame this to my parents because I'm their baby, so they want to protect me all the time. Okay? So that's what they say, well, don't go into fighting, you'll get hurt, you'll get injured. So guys, for you, I'm telling you, you don't get to choose your dream chooses you. So it's a baby, you have to protect it all the time. Don't listen to anybody. Ultimately, what's the end? At the end of the day, your parents want you to be happy. So if you're happy what you're doing, and automatically that happiness comes out from your face or whatever you do, your parents are automatically happy. They're just concerned. You might go in a wrong track, but you know yourself. Don't go in a wrong track. The dream comes to you for a reason. Just protect it. So the North-East team here, the North-East Chronicle team, is it North-East Chronicle?
Yeah, North-Eastern Chronicle.
North-Eastern Chronicle. So the North-Eastern Chronicle team here is with me. They're shooting the entire project, and they're doing a really amazing job in the region, guys. And I've heard this guy that they're doing amazing projects. So please support them with the future endeavors. Like their videos, share them, and subscribe them with the link given below. So just do it, support them. They're very young and they want your motivation and support to bring some change in the society. So guys, it's a humble request to you, please do share and subscribe their videos.
Namaste.